and we are live. So let me just okay, I think Instagram is sending out the announcements. Hi Spiritcraft. Hey girl, hey, welcome. Hey ladies. Okay, so we're just gonna wait for more people to join. Okay, here we go. Yeah, just need to do something on my phone real quick. Okay, so ladies, for those of you that are already here, I'm gonna jump into it. So you saw that video that I posted on here 2 days ago, and I also posted in the Charm group about 15 minutes ago. And just to paraphrase, I'm gonna post this on YouTube, so I'll probably combine both videos, the video that I'm talking about and the video that I'm talking about. I'm gonna post that and along with this video. So let's just get into it, because basically, let me just summarize. She's complaining about, living a certain lifestyle. She says that, she has a nice house, she has a gardener, a landscaper, she has a maid, she also has a nanny. She goes to the salon, she goes to the spa, she gets, her self-care, and she has all that going on. And then she's complaining about men that come into her life and want to take that away from her. Men will be like, oh, that's too expensive. Why are you spending that kind of money? Blah, blah, blah. And as women, we've all been there, especially if you're a black woman, because I believe that, if you're a black woman, especially when you date black men, you're going to get this a lot. But, what people don't realize, I came over from the Champos. Oh, hey, girl. What people don't realize is that a lot of people are dating beneath their status. This is one of the issues that you are having, because if you're dating men beneath your status, you will always have problems. As we have been discussing this for weeks in the book club, we all know that, if you're dating someone from a different class, it can be a huge issue, and it's a lot of growth. But it only works if the other person is willing to meet you where you're at. Because honestly, I feel like a successful relationship depends on how much each person is willing to grow. That's what I believe. Because if you are dealing with a partner that is okay with just being mediocre, you're gonna have a lot of issues. You will outgrow that person. So what has been a consistent occurrence among black women is the fact that we are being more and more educated. And one way that you can get out of poverty, particularly generational poverty, is through education. Now, we all know the stats, and I'm not just speaking of women in America, because it's happening here in my country as well. I see it happening a lot. You go into the universities, women are excelling the men. There are more women getting education, more women, and women are doing so much, achieving so much. So once you go out and you get an education, you have all these achievements under your belt. The last thing you want to do is dating a guy that cannot match that achievements or at it. You can't date someone who can't help you maintain your current lifestyle or increase it. You resent them. Yes, absolutely. So, I feel like, for some reason, black women are the only women that are doing this, and we are being encouraged by people in our, what do you call those people? Important figures in our community, okay? Like, for example, the whole Tyler Perry BS. We are being advised to date beneath our status. So if you are a black woman and you are educated, okay, meaning that you have a degree or two, that automatically puts you in middle class, okay? Automatically, because again, education and achievements is very important for people of middle class. So, when you date down, okay, you dating a man that the only achievement he has is maybe his high school diploma, and he doesn't have a career, he just have these jobs that he do, and like all these issues. When you date someone like that, the only thing that's going to happen, the only thing that's going to come out of that is him pulling you down and bringing you down to his level. A man can only bring you to his level, ladies. There is no going around it. No man is going to come in your life and bring you above his level. He could only bring you to your level, to his level, okay? So he could either come into your life and complement your life, or he can add to your life. That's the only thing that you should even consider. So when you date someone, especially if you're dating someone for love, and a lot of black women are very race loyal, and of course the men in our communities are not doing well. If they're not in jail, they're just a bum or a loser. I only date below my level in terms of looks. Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, it makes so much sense. It makes sense because the reason why this woman in the video is having issues is because she's dating beneath her status. This is someone who clearly, when you listen to her speak, and basically what we've been discussing on the Patreon for the past few weeks, if you listen to what she's saying and the way she speaks, you can tell that the men that she is entertaining are not men on her level. These men are beneath her status. So at the end of the day, we've all heard, the saying like, be ye not unequally yoked. That doesn't just mean by, religion or race or anything like that. It also has to do with class. Because one of the things that a lot of people, especially people who came from generational poverty and somehow worked their way up to middle class, what they don't understand is that there is definitely a class structure in society. Okay? Thank you, Erica. I'm wearing this because it's so hot. Like, I wanted to wear like a cute little sweater. Like, I can't. Like, I got the AC on right now and it's still hot. So anyways, yeah. What you gotta understand is that there is a class structure in society. There is no going around it, and you cannot avoid it. It is what it is. So, there are steps that you have to take to transition from one class to the next. And if you're a woman that made the sacrifice, went out there, got your degree, or your degrees, you got your achievements, and you're a homeowner, and you have a career, and you're moving up in your career, and maybe you have a business, things are really looking up for you. The last thing you want to do is to entertain someone that is beneath your status. But again, a lot of people don't understand class, because especially with black people, because black people think because somebody else is black that, oh, that person, me and that person is the same. No, boo-boo. Just because you and someone has the same skin tone, that doesn't mean that you and that person is the same. Because there's something that a lot of black people, and the reason why I'm saying black people, because I'm not leaving out anybody, but the reason why I'm saying black is because there's an issue that a lot of black people have, and they cannot differentiate between the classes. So they think that, oh, well, I'm dating a good guy, he's black, so he's part of my culture or whatever. But no, what you have to understand and what you have to learn is that there is definitely a class structure, and there are hidden rules of the classes. Jesus, this account is hard to find. What do you mean hard to find? It never pays off in the end to date down. But I will always say dating men to use them for leveling up to get to the higher quality men works. Okay, yes. Yes, class standards, mindset, values. You can't yoke a mule to an ox. Exactly. Thank you for that, Terry. They on the race matrix programming. Yes. So if you're one of that person and you believe that, oh, you should date within your race, that's fine. But at the end of the day, if you're not dating within your class, then that is a problem. So let's talk about why you are attracting men beneath your status. First of all, if you're a beautiful woman, you will attract men. It doesn't matter. Men will be attracted to you. But you have to be strategic and intentional of who you entertain. And another thing that a lot of people don't like, well, people don't like to accept, is the fact that we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. So if you're attracting men that are lower class, from poverty or whatever, just understand that they're going to come into that relationship with that poverty mindset. And it's a whole different world, it's a whole different language that these people are speaking. It's a state of mind, it's a whole different livelihood, a whole different lifestyle. The way they see things is going to be completely different from you. Okay, hi Alessandra. I'm dating someone beneath my class, but he pays for everything and gives me nice gift. What do you think I should do with him? I wouldn't date someone beneath my class, and I'll tell you why. The thing is, money, people think money and class is the same. It's not the same. Because we have all seen poor people that won the lottery and they were broke within 2 years. So if you are dating someone beneath your class, okay, it sounds like, this person has a provider mindset. But usually what happens with people like that is they maintain that poverty mindset that they've had from growing up in poverty, and you're gonna see it manifested in ways that might be an issue for you in the future. So I wouldn't commit to someone like that. For example, if you look at this couple, the guy, the footballer, what's his name? Cristiano Ronaldo, and he is with this girl, and they've been together for many years, and she already bore 4 kids, so I believe they have 4 kids, but he refused to marry her. Now if you go and you look at his background, you're gonna see that he grew up in poverty, and it was extreme poverty. Like, he was traumatized. His dad was an alcoholic, and his mother, they were dirt poor. So a lot of people from poverty, they don't value marriage, aka wealth building and legacy building. They don't understand that. So he's not going to see the value in marrying her because of his upbringing. Okay, middle class isn't a bank balance number. Exactly, it's not a number. It's not a number. It's not how much money they have. It's not how much money they're spending on you. It's a mindset. Okay, so I really do encourage you ladies to come to the book club, because if you go in the book club, you will understand exactly what I'm saying right now. So yes, this Cristiano Ronaldo, he has a dusty mindset that came from generational poverty. Now everybody knows that wealthy men and middle class men see the value in getting married. They understand the value in marriage. So if you're dating someone and they have a lot of money and they don't see the value in marriage because of their upbringing, then that is how that poverty mindset manifests. So he has the money, okay, because just because you have poverty mindset, that doesn't mean it's going to go away when you make money, because we see it all the time with athletes. A lot of them go broke after they retire. A lot of lottery winners, they go broke. So if I look at this person and this person is beneath my class and they have that poverty mindset, I'm going to be like, well, it's only a matter of time that this person is going to go broke, because they are going to go right back to that poverty mindset. Because what a lot of people from poverty mindset do when they get money is that they share that money, they give it to everyone, and then when they're out of money, there's no one to help them, aka MC Hammer, all these people. To keep you from living up with the crabs in the barrel mentality. Okay, what could be a facade? Following from Real Housewives, they don't and learn the hard way after having a provider man. So yes, so to answer your question, I wouldn't take that person seriously, and you need to understand the hidden rules of class so that you can recognize if someone is from your class, lower or higher. Because there's a lot of things that we do and say that gives away our status in life. A lot of things. And of course, this is what we've been discussing in the book club for the past few weeks. Okay, so yes, that's a question. So yes, just to answer your question, I wouldn't take that person seriously if I were you. Rich Dusties are absolutely a thing. Lots of entertainers are rich but have poverty mindset. Yes, because if you come from poverty, generational poverty, you will have that mindset because, for example, another mindset that a lot of people from generational poverty have is the concept of hiring help. Okay? They do not know how to delegate. They want to do everything themselves. So, for example, it's not uncommon to meet a guy that is earning good money and then he wouldn't hire someone to come and clean. He wouldn't hire a nanny for his kids. And then he would turn around and tell you he would say stuff like, well, my mother did it all on her own and she didn't have any help. That's the type of language that you're going to be hearing from their mouth. Whereas someone from upper class sees the value in hiring help. Okay, because the lady in the video, she talks about she hired help. She has a landscaper, she has a nanny, she has a maid. People, upper class people understand the value in this. Okay? I've hired help myself, and it was the best decision that I've ever made in my life. Providers are top of the Maslow pyramid. If you are not generous, you are in survival, building poverty mode. Absolutely. So I hope you ladies understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so if you're still struggling with attracting these men that want to strip you from the privileges that you have, then pay attention to their background. Ask them questions. Ask them about their mother, the relationship they have with their mother. If you hear him saying that my mother worked really hard and we barely had anything and my daddy wasn't there, that's a sign that this person is not someone that you should date, because this is clearly someone beneath your status. You, especially if you're a black woman, you have worked really hard. You have gained your achievements. You've gotten your education. You're doing well. You got a nice house. You live in a nice neighborhood. You hired help, etc. You're doing all of that. Why would you want to bring someone? Why would you want to bring a Pookie, a Riri, or a Tyrone into your life? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Find somebody that's on the same level as you or above you. And I know a lot of people have this scarcity mindset. A lot of women have this scarcity mindset, thinking that, I'm not going to find a good guy. And don't have that mindset, because honestly, I would much rather stay single and wait and hold on for the right guy than to be dealing with someone who is going to drag me down with them. Exactly. A lower class provider will always have poverty mindset. Yes, so you don't have to be rich to be generous, because we all know there are a lot of wealthy men that are very stingy. You don't have to be rich to be generous, but at the end of the day, if that person is not willing to make that climb with you to learn about things, learn about finance, learn about investing, learning how to balance a checkbook, because a lot of people from poverty, they don't understand this. This is why there was this celebrity that got robbed by their accountants or something like that. I can't remember, because they didn't know how to do none of that stuff. So they allowed themselves to get scammed. Kiki Palmer, for example. Yes. So another example of, and a lot of men are aware of that class difference, because I'm telling you, like, what we have to understand as women is that men are not stupid. Okay, remove that belief from your mind, because this is a belief that we was fed, that men are dumb, men don't know. No, they are not stupid. They are aware of the class difference. For example, when Kiki Palmer baby daddy went and made that that tweet while she was being serenaded by Usher, he was threatened, and the reason why he was threatened is because Usher is in her class. Usher is also an entertainer. Usher is also a millionaire. They have a lot more in common than he and Kiki Palmer. So when he sees that, of course he's going to be threatened. Oh, you're a mob. Okay, he was jealous of her getting all that attention from Usher. Usher is in her class. He is in her social status. He is her colleague. He's in her network. So of course he's I need to keep doing abundance exercises. The poverty mind is like a weed, it creeps back in. Yeah. Okay, come to the book club, girl. One of the thing, another thing that you gonna that going to blah, blah. One thing that's going to help you break that cycle of poverty is when you learn that investing in yourself should be a top priority. Okay, go and do that course. Go get a degree. Okay, join that social club. Pay for that online course. Do whatever you can to invest in yourself, because like I said last week, when you invest in yourself, that is a guaranteed return on investment. This is not you investing in the stock market. This is you investing in yourself, and you are guaranteed to get a return on your investment. What I do appreciate about mid to upper class level man is that they are aware of the class they're in and value the hidden rules, wealth building, socioeconomic status, etc. Yes, they do. And poor people or people that are from poverty, they don't understand that at all. They don't understand that this is one of the reasons why, let's say you work in the corporate office and the janitor think that he can talk to you and pretend that he's your friend, act like he's your friend, because he sees you as you're black, so he think that because this person is black, then we automatically have something in common. I can just walk up to her and talk to her, or I can try to shoot my shot. This is what happens in these corporate offices, and then you got these like trifling work colleagues. Because I once heard of a story of this woman that worked in a corporate office, and she was doing pretty well, and her colleagues tried to set her up with the janitor because he was black. That is so offensive. So you gotta be aware of that too, because people are going to want to put you in a certain box. Don't do it. And I feel like probably the reason why they thought that that would have been a good idea to try to set up with the janitor is because a lot of black women, you all are doing well financially, you all are getting education or whatnot, but you all still have that poverty mindset and behavior. You still running around in the office with long ass nails, stiff ass weave, like, or wearing clothes that are too tight, your makeup looking crazy, like, dressing inappropriately. A lot of y'all are still doing that. So this is why people will put you in a box. If you get an education and you are climbing up the corporate ladder, like you're doing well financially in your career, you are automatically middle class, and you have to start acting like it. You have to learn how to be on time, because poor people, everybody knows poor people have a difficult time with time management. Poor people struggle with time management. You have to learn how to be on time. That's one of the biggest things that can give you away. That's unfortunately so true. They really think we are all the same because we share a skin tone. Yes, that has happened. Rose gas. That I read that story some years ago on a forum, and I was like, wow, that is so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful, because like, how is it that you in an office and your name is on the desk or your name is on the office door, and then someone is trying to set you up with the janitor? Like, that's what society keeps doing to black women, and it's our own people that are doing that to us. So this is why you don't listen to people like Tyler Perry, these people, because if you have standards and you are of a certain class, like you climb your way from poverty to middle class, you need to keep those standards and don't listen to anybody, because the fastest way to go right back into poverty is to date and marry someone in poverty. That's the fastest way to get back there. So if you really care about personal wealth building and legacy building, do not entertain someone beneath your status. Don't do it. Like those cringe videos with women with looking for a husband. I didn't see those videos though. So anyways, I do not see those videos. Like, what are y'all talking about? So this is what you're going to do moving forward. Understand that there is a class structure in society, and figure out what class you belong to. If you are still lower class, that's fine. You can work your way up. You need to start networking, and you need to start working on your achievements and getting an education. Okay? If you want to go up above middle class, you need to specialize in something. So you gotta work on yourself, and what I would recommend is that, you know, if you're still attracting these type of guys, you need to give dating a break. Remember we talked about taking a break last week on dating. You need to give dating a break and focus on working on yourself, improving yourself, and elevating your status in society. But understand that there is definitely a class structure. Don't let anyone make you think otherwise, because if you're running around thinking that there's no class and, you know, everybody is equal, then you are foolish. They are in these streets looking for a husband. Yeah. I mean, if you're still, you know, if you're still attracting men, or, you know, the men, your only options are the men that, you know, say, calling you big money, or you bougie and all that bullshit, like men saying that to you. Okay, a woman said she had one guy tell her that, oh, I want to be like you when I grow up, something like that. Where's Trixie? I put her outside. She's outside, because if I kept her in here, she's gonna be all here, you know, being very distracted. So she's outside. I'll let her back in when I'm done. Yeah, so big money is forever funny. Run, girl. Yes. I've heard women say that they've had men say that to them, like, you know, call them big money and or you bougie, and you can type in the comments what else they tell you, because it's just so crazy to me. And another thing is, you know, if that's an issue, it just means that you are hood adjacent. When I say hood adjacent, I don't necessarily mean, you know, hood. It just means that you still have a lot of people in your circles that have that poverty mindset. Because there's nothing more frustrating when you work on yourself and you achieve so much and you're doing really well, and then you still have family members trying to get money from you, trying to borrow money, and they don't have a job. You don't know how you're getting that money back. Like, that is very frustrating, and this is the reality of a lot of women, and particularly black women. This is the reality of a lot of black women. And the reason why I'm saying black women is because, number one, I'm also a black woman, and it's not something that is unique to the United States. This happens everywhere. And even if you're black or not, if you grew up in poverty and you suddenly become middle class, okay, you're gonna have family members and relatives trying to get money from you, always calling you, asking for money. They want you to bail them out of prison, like all that bullshit. Okay, let me turn the AC off. Yeah, so if you're struggling with that and you still have people doing that to you, like your family members expecting you to you know, always be there to give them money or whatnot, that's like what's her name, Rose? Yeah, it's basically what Rose says. It's a sign you're ready for the next level of environment. It is time for you to remove yourself from that circle. So that's one of the reasons why you're still attracting those men, because that woman in the video, she shouldn't even be, those men shouldn't even have access to her. That's the crazy thing. Like, they shouldn't even have access to you. All right? So what you have to do is learn how to become exclusive and cut out access to you from most people. Bonding out of jail. She said, no lies told. I'll never bail someone out of prison. Have fun in there. Girl, I did it. Okay? I bailed someone out of prison twice, and I will never ever do it again, because I learned my lesson. Okay, because I know people like that. So, you know, I don't do it anymore. Because you don't, first of all, you don't ask them people for money. You don't. You don't ask your uncle for money. You don't ask your daddy for money. You don't ask your cousin for money. You don't ask them for money. Do you ask these people for money? So why are they asking you for money? So if you're in a situation where people are trying to just take from you and take from you, you need to remove yourself. I've never. I wish someone would call me from jail blocked. Girl, I've done it. Girl, I've done it. My brother. Okay. So these damn family members. So and I will never do it again because I learned a hard lesson because I do not know. I thought that, you know, if someone end up in jail, like, yo, I do not know what the hell I was thinking. I was so naive. I was thinking that, you know, if you know, they're gonna learn their lesson and blah blah blah, and they're gonna get back out there and, you know, do better. No, they're not gonna do better. Remember, we were discussing this in the book club. You all need to come join the book club. You know, hit the link in the description or in the bio or whatever, and come join the book club. But anyways, yeah, they don't do better. They don't do better. They actually do worse. You're gonna be wasting your time, energy, and money on these people. It's hard sometimes. I do still help out my brother with things, but he does me favors and makes gifts for me. Okay, at least you're getting something in return. Like, girl, I'm talking about, you know, people just taking your money, feeling entitled to your money, and you get nothing. But again, if you cannot remove yourself, you gotta start making excuses. You're gonna start acting like, ooh, I ain't got it, I just paid rent, or like, I had to start making excuses because it was just too much. It was just too much. They never learn their lesson. They are attracted to prison and bad treatment. Yes, girl, yes. They never learn their lesson, y'all. Never. So, and you know, it's so unfortunate, you know. But girl, listen. You don't ask them people for money. So don't give them your money. Okay? If you know for a fact that you are paying your bills on your own, without, I mean, if you have a boyfriend or somebody you're dating, a provider, that's great. But, you know, that's something that you've done on your own. If you know that you pay your bills on your own and you have your shit together, your bills are paid on time, you're not getting the eviction notice on your door, you know, if that's you, then you do not need to be giving people money because they can do the same. When they ask you for money, just ask them for money. I even started asking for money before because I know they were going to ask. I would literally try to ask them first. Yeah, just give one of those excuses. It's wrong for a man to ask for a woman for money. Absolutely. And what kind of man would ask a woman for money? Think about it. Think about his upbringing, his belief system, you know, what's going on in his life. Because a man who's asking a woman for money is a man that doesn't have his shit together and will never get his shit together. Ever. Most likely. Not every man out there asking a woman for money is Steve Harvey. I said what I said. Yes, you have to sever that tie or you'll always be called back into that part of your reality. Yes, you have to. You absolutely have to. So, again, clearly this woman, she did not sever her ties. There's still a bridge connecting her to that part of her life. Okay, she probably still has family members. She probably still hang around in places where she is meeting these men, because again, these men shouldn't have access to you. Do you know how difficult it is to access someone who of high status? Like, can you just walk into your local government office and get access to the mayor or your local representative? Like, do you think you can just walk in there and just, you know, be like, hey? You can't do that because there's always a buffer. So you have to create a buffer in the sense that you forward your calls to someone else and let them pick up the call for you. You move into a gated community where they can't just roll up in there. You gotta create like these buffers between you and these people. Okay, you need to limit access. I got the impression that she was online app dating. That's another thing. If you are online dating, you are allowing a bunch of low value men access to you. Like, I don't even know how many times I have to advise you ladies against this online dating thing. If you are online dating right now, think of the majority of men on that app. Those are the men that you're giving access to you. So yeah, I didn't even think about that. So, you know, she probably, can you imagine Like, you achieve so much in life, like to the point where you have a landscaper, you have a nanny, and you online dating. So that means that, she's not meeting men in her circle, so her circle is probably trash. Because at the end of the day, again, the class and lifestyle has nothing to do with money. Okay, yes, money plays a role. The higher up you go in class, but it's not always about money. It's about mindset, belief system, customs, way of life. Ugh. Online dating is such a waste of time. You could be in an online college class instead, right? Right? I mean, if you want to talk to men that bad online, like, you need to sign up for one of those phone sex apps or an OnlyFans or something. Like, if you want to interact with men online that much, like, they need to be paying you. Other than that, if you're doing that shit for free, then you stupid. I'm sorry. If you won't ask a man, he doesn't need to ask a woman. Period. You should be getting introduced to eligible men at that point in your life. Yeah, because I mean, if you have a career and you're not going to these corporate events, you're not going to these networking events or anything like that, then you are really doing yourself a disservice. Because ladies, there are a lot of men, good quality, eligible men out there. They're not gonna come and find you on Tinder or in the hood or these raggedy places like where some of you would like to hang out, because like, I don't get it. I don't understand why someone with all that achievements and all that money and living this lifestyle is out here dating broke men. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you dating men beneath your status? It doesn't make any sense. I was watching the Brads play tennis at the country club last night. Okay, girl. Who's the Brads? Oh my God, you're so lucky. Okay, sorry, I was reading a notification that came up on my phone. Shira said it best. You have to go where the dusties can't get in, right? Right? Like, why haven't you joined that club yet? Like, why haven't you joined that tennis club? Like, why haven't you joined that art organization? Like, why haven't you done any of that yet? Why haven't you joined that non-profit organization? Because the dusties aren't there. They are not there. They will never. And let me tell you something. You see that staying inside, being a homebody as a single woman? Why are you doing that? If you're a single woman, especially when you're young, you need to be outside. You need to be seen. You need to be outside. Like, your social calendar should be full. There should always be some kind of dinner or some kind of event, a hiking event, a sailing, go sailing. Like, your calendar needs to be full based around your hobbies and interests, etc. Okay? You shouldn't be home on a Friday night. You shouldn't be home on a weekend. Okay? I don't want to hear nothing about doing laundry or whatever. Like, I don't know. Hire someone to do that laundry if you can. I'm learning being a homebody only works for a season. That season is now over for me. Yeah. Fear of affluence. Who's afraid of affluence? Yes. Are you hanging in the spaces because of fear? Maybe that's another issue, because maybe they have the money now and they have the achievement. They probably feel like they don't belong. So that's another issue that a lot of people have. I think they call it imposter syndrome. So, if that's you, just know that whatever room that you're in right now, you belong there. If that's a raggedy room, guess what? You belong there. Okay? If you walk into a room with a bunch of affluent people, then you belong there. Because if you are in there, you belong there. It's that simple. Right? So, pay attention to your surroundings. Because at this point in your life, ladies, you've done so much. You have invested so much in yourself. You have achieved so much. You went and you got that degree, etc. You went and you got that, that education. You went and you learned that new skill. You have that cute hobby, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe you play tennis now or whatever. You're doing all of this work. You did the inner work. You get in therapy, etc. You're doing all of this to date a loser. Do you know that the way your life turns out depends a lot on the person that you choose to date and marry? Remember that show, The Golden Girls? Everybody in that show were broke except for one person. They were all living at her house because she chose a good husband who was a provider, who had money and was a provider, and left her with a nice home and everything. They were all living in her house. I mean, I know they were paying her rent or whatever, but this is what the reality, like, if you're still young, but think about where you're going to be when you're in your 40s and 50s. If you're still young, ladies, in your 30s or early 30s or under 30, like in your 20s or whatnot, you're still young, but the decisions that you're making right now can greatly affect your life in a negative or positive way. You choose. Because if you choose to be with someone who's broke and, they die and they leave you with debt or whatever, what do you think your life is going to be like when you're in your 40s and 50s? What to do if you live in a city where there is no social clubs and country clubs? Every city is supposed to have a social club or something like that, or an NGO or something like that. Every city is supposed to have that. Like, it's a city, okay? I mean, you don't have like a Rotary Club there. You don't have an art organization. They're like, girl, what are you talking about? What city are you talking about? Because that don't make sense, girl. You're probably not doing enough research. Because if it's a city, they're supposed to have all of that available. Okay? So that's that. But I would also take advice from the ladies in the comments saying that you should move. But I don't know, what city do you belong to? Exactly. Every city has something, ladies. Every city has something. I live in a third world country, and we got something here. Check the next town. No, she lives in a city. Like, can you say what city you're in? I just watched a TikTok video. I resonate with what she said about not lowering her quality of life and self-care to make him feel better about being out-earned. I agree. Yes, but she shouldn't have even been entertaining him in the first place. That's my issue. What's the name of the city? Is the city, what country is the city in? Like, I need more information, girl. Because wherever you are, your city is not as small as my city. I live on a small island. Okay, so I can't really give advice if I don't know the details, because a small city could be anywhere. A small city in Sweden. All right. That's Sweden. That's Europe. There's definitely going to be something there. You have to look more. Okay? Because I live in a small island, and our population on this island is 1.3 million people. That's it for the entire country. And our city, we only have like a few 100,000 people that live in the city, if that much. So every city, there is something. I live in a small town, but the Facebook group has been super helpful. Okay? Every city and every country, there are wealthy people and there are middle class people. Okay? So you need to go out there and network. I never knew she was entertaining him. Yes, the video that I shared, like, she was basically saying that you come into my life and then you start telling me it's too expensive or whatever. He should not have had access to her in the first place. And that's an indicator that you are dating someone. I mean, and when I say dating, like, I don't necessarily mean relationship, but, like, you go on a date with someone and you realize that this person is beneath your status. You gotta ask yourself, how did this person even get access to you? Because I believe what the ladies are saying, maybe she was online dating. Because the most successful marriages and most people in the upper class, they meet people through their circles or through work. That's how they meet their spouse. Not on Tinder. Okay, and I know that there are these exceptions to the rule story where someone will go on Tinder and they're going to find the love of their life. That is great, but how often is that? Because you all know I don't go by exceptions to the rule. That's not what I do here. There's wealth everywhere. Work on self-concept and abundance mindset. Thank you. I agree with that. I think she's divorced. Who's divorced? She's dating for looks. People get in these long conversations online about, then complain about being negged. Right, we go by majority, not the exception. Exactly. You're right. She knew too much about his opinion of her. It wasn't her business to entertain him anyways. Yes, I agree. And she looks like she could be in her 40s, like she could be around my age. So, which tells me that, she should know better. This is not some rookie. I wonder if they're just telling lies for content. Regardless if they're telling lies or not, there's always an opportunity to have certain conversations. Okay, and that video inspired this conversation because, and I'm glad it did, because this is not something that a lot of people in our community is talking about. Because in the level up community, they just tell you to get a man, get a provider, get a rich man, whatever. But they don't tell you to look at his lineage, look at his background, how he was raised. Like they don't tell you that. They just tell you get a man with money. Okay, because if you just get a man with money, you're gonna end up like Georgina, where you a perpetual baby mama. The lady in the video, she's divorced. Okay. I wish her the best of luck, but I hope that she learns from this and move on and stop entertaining those men that are beneath her status. His family and upbringing are the most important. Yes. That video alone placed her in a one-down position to attract a suitable provider. Like I would never listen. I wouldn't encourage you to date someone because at the end of the day, for example, if you're middle class, it's always better to date someone that is middle class or someone that's above. Because if you work your way to middle class, that means it took you years to get there. A university degree, how long does it take? Like about 4 years or whatever. It took you that long. And then all of that can go away like that. Just one bad decision. For example, Whitney Houston dating Bobby Brown. What happened? Because you all know how that ended. They were both in the industry, but she was top tier. Whitney Houston was many levels above Bobby Brown. But she got into a relationship with Bobby Brown, who was obviously beneath her status. And a lot of people, I remember in the 90s when they got together, a lot of people were very, did not like them getting together. And people was like, oh, hell no. There used to be a time that Whitney Houston was America's sweetheart, y'all. Do you know how hard it is for a black woman to be America's sweetheart? She was beautiful, skinny, attractive, talented. A lot of men was very attracted to Whitney Houston. And when I say men of all races. As soon as she got with Bobby Brown, her value just went all the way down. It plummeted. And over the years, we saw it manifested in drug abuse, her running around, acting crazy, looking crazy. So this is what happens when you marry down. So that's all I wanted to say. If anybody has any questions, you can ask the question now. But I think I'm going to, end this live here. And look at me, week 2, being consistent on Instagram. I told you all, once I have a schedule, I'm gonna show up. Didn't she almost have it all? I like the song reference. That's happening with Halle Bailey. As soon as they start dating or they get in a relationship with someone beneath their status, look what happened. A man can only bring you to his level, ladies. I'm sorry, like you can't bring a man up to your level, because you're gonna be doing a lot, and guess what? He's still gonna drag you down. Rapper Jeezy got money but left Ginny a baby mama. Again, look at his track record, because I heard that he already had baby mamas before they got together. And that's a woman who used to be on TV saying that she didn't want kids. Okay? So she made a bad decision. I feel like he was a rebound. This is why you don't marry a rebound, y'all. Like, you don't even get involved with someone after a breakup or a divorce. Like, take a break. Work on yourself. Go to therapy. Get a hobby. Go on a trip. Like, the last thing you want to do is be on a rebound. Okay, so Addie's live recorded. I will post this live on YouTube. Just moved into a new apartment, living next door to Black China. You live next door to Black China? Okay. Yeah, so he's not gonna... They can't do what they are not capable of doing. A man is not capable of bringing you above his status. He could only bring you to his level. It's that simple. Okay? Unfortunately, as women, the men that we choose to align ourselves with can really make or break us. It is what it is. So, if you're dating someone right now and he's giving you money and he's paying your rent or whatever, and this man is from generational poverty, or he has a poverty mindset, he's gonna start giving you less. He's gonna bring you down. He's gonna tell you like, oh, why you need all of this? All of this is too extravagant, or that's what you're gonna be hearing, and you don't want to deal with that. So anyways, but anyways, ladies, I'm gonna end the live here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you all here again next Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you miss the video or the beginning of the video, I will upload this to my YouTube channel. It's in the link in my description. But once I post the video, I will post it in my stories with the link. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you would like to join the book club, make sure you come and sign up to my Patreon. And I'll see you all again next week. And for the ladies that are in my book club, I'll see you all on Sunday. Bye.